Hello everyone, this is Baka Zombie. Today we're back with some more Pokemon VGC 2021 Series 9. But, unfortunately today we are not on the Switch, we're not on a cartridge. I'm having some problems with my Elgato, so I've got to get that figured out and probably replaced. And then we'll be back to that. But for right now, we're going to be going on to Pokemon Showdown and doing stuff there. I've got a ton of teams built, as you can see right there. So we got plenty of content to go. And this actually helps me to keep the content flowing, but I remembered I wanted to change a few things about this team. So we had Spirit Break Grimmsnarl in the last episode, but we weren't able to actually use it, so we're going to try it out again today. And I also wanted to change Venusaur to not have Protect anymore and instead have Earth Power. This gives Venusaur more coverage. Protect can be useful in cases, but I'd much rather have Sleep Powder. So we're gonna rock with this right now and see how it works. But we're gonna get a few battles. This also helps us get a few extra battles in. So hopefully we can get a few for you guys today. This is actually a pretty new account. I did one battle to test to make sure the layout was working right, and it is. And we won that battle. So we're just a little bit over 1,000 to start off. And we're gonna try and climb here. I'm gonna try and use, because I have my Sharpdress Gaming account and Baka Zombie account. Use Sharpdress Gaming to test. Baka Zombie try and climb and see if we can kind of keep it somewhat competitive going here. But for our first team today, we're up against Tapu Fini, an Incineroar, a Landorus, a Glastrier, a Dusclops, and a Regieleki. So let's see what would be the best for us here. This team heavily lays into Trick Room. It obviously has the Landorus and the Regieleki that work outside of it. Tapu Fini's kind of that mid-speed tier, and so is Incineroar. So what do we want to do? I think we can just lead Charizard, Torkoal to nuke things. And then go Venusaur, maybe? No, so actually, let's go Torkoal, Venusaur, Charizard in the back. I got Charizard in the back, and then we're going hyper offensive here. That usually tends to work against Trick Room teams. And we do see a Landorus Incineroar lead for my opponent. So, the question becomes, I can't protect with Venusaur because we just got rid of it. So, unfortunately, that's kind of out of the question. I can bring in Charizard, and I'm going to bring in Charizard and Sleep Powder this Landorus. Incineroar could fake me out. My only problem will become, okay, well, we can just miss too. That also works. So Landorus goes for Fly, and then Venusaur just dies. Ooh, gotta love it. Got to love it. So I'm going to bring in the Aurorus here to start threatening things. Because the Landorus has to come down before the Aurorus goes. So I can just Hyper Voice here and it should kill the Landorus. We're going to Air Slash Incineroar. Not quite a kill, and unfortunately it does have a Citrus Berry as well, so the Hyper Voice won't kill. But we're going to take that Fly pretty nicely. The Incineroar does actually flinch from the Air Slash, which is just beautiful, so we get off our Hyper Voice just peachy-like. Dusclops is going to come in from my opponent. Then I can... How much did Hyper Voice do to Incineroar? It did 18%. Incineroar goes before Aurorus. So I don't want to let him go first. But I might have to. Because the Dusclops is going to try and set up for... Yeah, I think it's worth it. I'm going to G-Max Wildfire this Dusclops and then Hyper Voice. There goes the Dusclops. We're going to get rid of that so that the... Okay, he actually Flare Blitzes into Charizard and faints to that. So... we can assume that the last Pokemon was probably Glastrier, because they do just forfeit there, giving us that win. So if we look at it, if it was Tapu Fini, we just kill it with the Max Overgrowth. If it's a Glastrier, Max Wildfire kills it. The only issue will be the Regieleki, but even then, because if it has to either target... If it wants to kill Aurorus, I'll say it has to target Aurorus specifically. And then Charizard gets to kill it. If it goes for something like Electro Webs, Aurorus would live that, and we get an Earth Power off, and that should kill the Regieleki. So I think we had it if Regieleki was in the back, but it didn't seem like he had it. So, first battle first win. Let's get it today. If you guys want to try out this team for yourself, the link is in the description below for both the rental code for if you're playing on cartridge. It won't have the updates. And then also the showdown pay spin. If you want to test out the team for yourself, you can do that. Otherwise, we have another team here. It's another Metagross team. I hate Metagross so much. We have Galarian Moltres, Grimmsnarl, Metagross, Landorus, Therian, Suicune, and the Urshifu. So I think this is another Charizard Torkoal lead, because Charizard can just nuke Metagross, and especially in these lower rankings, people leave Metagross in to get nuked by Charizard. I don't understand it. At least that's what happened in my first game. So we'll have those two. Venusaur will be useful, especially for the Suicune. I think we go hyper offensive again. Why not? They don't like the only speed control they have is if. Well, I guess they have quite a few different options for speed control, where it's Dynamaxing the Landorus or the Moltres, and then you've got the Suicune who could have Icy Wind, or I think it still gets Tailwind. I haven't used Suicune or gone up against very many Suicune recently, so I don't know for sure. Do we just go for it? I think we do. I'm going to make a weird play. So I'm going to switch the Torkoal out, actually, for Aurorus, and we're going to max Airstream this Urshifu. Now, we do see the Landorus U-turn, so I am kind of glad I didn't max Wildfire there. It's just what did the Urshifu do. Did the Urshifu, like, Wicked Blow my poor little Aurorus? Because that will be bad for us. Suicune does come in, so we're going to max Airstream this Urshifu. It does bring down a Sash. Every Urshifu has that. What does the Urshifu do? Does it Wicked Blows my Aurorus, and I actually survive, so I do live. Problem is, it's probably going to Sucker Punch me, huh? How much do I worry about the Suicune right now is the question, I suppose. Because I have to kill this Urshifu, I think. You know, let's do this. And protect. Yep, he tried to Sucker Punch my Aurorus. So we get off the max overgrowth. It's just short of killing Suicune. So unfortunately it gets Zagwaf Berry, and it does set up its own Tailwind. So now Urshifu's going to be faster than Aurorus. How much do I want this Aurorus to stay alive is the question currently. I'm going to J-Max Wildfire this Suicune and switch in the Torkoal again. He's going to Sucker Punch Charizard this time. So I could have actually stayed in with Aurorus to keep the speed up on it, but both Pokemon will go down to the Wildfire, and now Landorus gets to come in under Tailwind, as well as the Moltres, and he hasn't maxed yet. How many turns of Tailwind you got left? 2? I only have +1 speed to my Charizard. I think we're just in a pickle here, boys. I could double protect to try and burn out Tailwind, which is what I think I have to do. I just worry because Aurorus could have been so useful, but unfortunately it took a ton of damage coming in. Okay, he doesn't max, and he actually Earthquakes, but he does Nasty Plot with the Moltres, which is bad. So he means to max the Moltres. I'm going to attempt the Heat Wave. I think I have to sack the Aurorus. Unfortunate. He does Earthquake again, which means he's going after Charizard with the Moltres. I do get the Heat Wave off, though. Get a little bit of chip damage onto the Moltres. And then he Airstreams. So he's going to be faster. Well, actually, no, he shouldn't be faster than Venusaur, actually, because I am double speed and he's only 1 time speed. So I'm going to Sleep Powder this Moltres, and I'll send out a Heat Wave with the Torkoal. He does Earthquake. We're in grassy terrain, so it doesn't hurt as much, Do get the sleep powder off, and it hits the Moltres. That's what I needed. Heat Wave, big damage, takes out the Venusaur. Moltres does get the boost, but Venusaur gets to go first this turn. So I get the Sludge Bomb, and then I can Heat Wave again. And it stays asleep. We pull it out. We pull it out. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, if Moltres would have waken up there, it could have killed Venusaur, and then it... Well, actually, no, Venusaur went first. So, we still would have won if it woke up, from what it looks like. I don't know, actually, because Sludge Bomb didn't do quite as much as it needed to. So, if he woke up and killed Torkoal... no, because Venusaur still would have won first the following turn, so I think we had that no matter what. It's always good, even if you win, check to see the ways you could have lost, so you can make sure you don't make those mistakes the next turn. Another Suicune, a lot of Suicunes today, but we also have a Heliolisk, Torkoal, Venusaur, Glastrier, and what's that thing called? Oh, Grimmsnarl. So he doesn't have any Trick Room setters, which is good. But he has a lot of Charizard counters. So, I'm going to actually go Trick Room this time with Venusaur. Yeah, I need Venusaur for this weekend. I'd like to bring Charizard for the Glastrier or Torkoal, something for the Glastrier, but we'll just have to rely on Aurorus for Glastrier if it comes down to it. So, we have Grimmsnarl and Bronzong versus Heliolisk, sorry, and Torkoal. So Heliolisk shouldn't be able to kill me. I'm going to fake out this Torkoal and Trick Room. It is the Dynamax Heliolisk. It does have solar power, so this is going to hurt. Yeah, it's Max Flare too. I didn't realize I got Max Flare. Oh, Heliolisk gets Weather Ball, doesn't it? That's not great for us. But what I can do... I'll set up Light Screen, just so that this Heliolisk isn't just nuking everything it sees. I will Dynamax my Aurorus, and then I'm going to Max Quake this Heliolisk. Or should I get rid of the Torkoal? I probably should have Rockfalled the Torkoal. Yep, there's the Max Flare. Okay, I actually take that pretty well. And then with the Max Quake, it doesn't kill. Okay. That didn't do very much, but we both get burned. Are you kidding me with that? This time, I'll Spirit Break. I'm actually going to double this Torkoal with a Spirit Break and a Rockfall. That way we get rid of the Sun, so Heliolisk is next to useless. As well as, if it doesn't kill the Torkoal for some reason, then the Spirit Break will bring down its special attack by a stage as well. So let us see what my opponent decides to do. Go to Max Flare again. Aurorus will take that. We Spirit Break. We do unfortunately go first with the Grimmsnarl. I prefer that Aurorus was able to do that, but obviously I made Aurorus be in Trick Room, so we do kill the Torkoal. So kind of a waste with the Grimmsnarl's turn, but the Heliolisk actually does revert to its normal stage. What to do. I'll Spirit Break the Suicune, and we'll again Max Quake into Heliolisk just to get some more special defense on Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl is going to be weirdly one of the Pokemon that is going to live the longest. We are burned, which sucks. He's got a Helping Hand and Thunderbolt the Aurorus. That's not going to do anything for you, bud. Aurorus will actually hang around for another turn here. So depending on what it is, we might actually get a big hit off before we leave. Because if it's a Glastrier, we'll get a hit. So there's Glastrier. I'll set up a Reflect. I could Hyper Voice, but it's going to do nothing to these two. I could Meteor Beam, but it takes too long to charge. So what I'll actually do is just Earth Power to get some chip into Glastrier. Suicune Scalds doesn't kill. Get the Earth Power off. Knee Heavy Slams. Okay. That's an interesting choice on Glastrier to have Heavy Slam. I guess most of the time you're gonna be Dynamaxed. But for those of you kids out there that don't realize this, Heavy Slam actually doesn't affect Dynamax Pokemon because they don't technically have a weight, so it doesn't. I might be speaking out of turn on that. I think that's the case. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. I apologize for that. I don't like that the Suicune has that Snarl, so I'm going to actually put that to sleep as well, because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with that. I would rather get my full... Oh no, it wakes up, and it gets the Icicle Crash off. Well, now we lose. Never lucky with the sleeps. Never lucky, except for last round. So, we'll just forfeit this. Very unlucky with that. I respected the Helios too much. I let it get off too much damage onto Aurorus. Unfortunate. Okay, interesting team. I haven't seen a lot of these Pokemon in a while, and even more so with the Minccino, right? Or is it Cinccino? It's Cinccino at this. Minccino's the baby. So Mudsdale, Cinccino, Galarian Moltres, Rotom Wash, Conkeldurr, which I haven't seen in quite a while, and Grimmsnarl. What stops Charizard Torkoal? Not a whole lot. Let's go Charizard Torkoal. I guess I have to worry about the Minccino in case it's Choice Scarfed. But we bring Venusaur as well as Grimmsnarl. Yeah, Grimmsnarl will actually be really good here. No Aurorus. Let's see how this runs for us. It's gonna lead Minccino. What's the chances of this thing being Choice Scarfed? Probably 100% chance. Because if it is Choice Scarf, it'll be Choice Scarf Rock Blast, which will just knock my poor Charizard out of the sky. So what if I protect Charizard and switch in Grimmsnarl? No Dynamax, which is good. Oh, okay. He's going to actually Bullet Seed his own Mudsdale to give it Weakness Policy. And then boost its defenses as well. So not great for us, not going to lie. And he goes for a Rock Slide. So I'm glad I protected there, because that would have ended poorly for Charizard. But now I just Dynamax Charizard, max Overgrowth this Mudsdale, fake out the Cinccino so it can't switch. If it's not Choice Scarf, it can't switch its moves to like Rock Blast or something. There we go, fake out there. Max Overgrowth and the Mudsdale should kill it. Yeah. Fun gimmick, but no thanks, bud. Alright, and then they forfeit because their gimmick's dead. I mean, it was really ballsy to do that in the face of a Charizard, too. If I would have just targeted down your Mudsdale right away. No, sir. No, sir. Alright. See if we can get a little more successful of Aurorus here. Spirit Break hasn't been super helpful. Well, I guess it was okay. The game we kind of used a lot, we lost, so it's kind of hard to tell. Excuse me. Gee whiz. Hold a second. I'm gonna cough quick so I can clear my throat. Ugh, sorry, I don't know what's going on today. Alright. Not Marshtomp. Swampert, Thundurus, Grimmsnarl, Urshifu, Regieleki, and Metagross. Been seeing a lot of Swampers lately, which is interesting. I've been wanting to use the Swampert, but there are a lot of Venusaurs, a lot of Rillabooms running around that kind of womp on Swampert, unfortunately. The Thundurus will be a problem for us, but I think we can work our way around it by going Trick Room instead. The Metagross will be the problem. I can't stress how much I hate Metagross in this format. Venusaur. God, do we not bring Aurorus? Aurorus really isn't helpful. Yeah, I think we bring Torkoal instead, or maybe Charizard. No, Torkoal. Charizard, Torkoal. Grimmsnarl, Regieleki. For my Grimmsnarl and Bronzong. I gotta remember, is this Grimmsnarl have speed in it? Yes, Grimmsnarl on Showdown has speed put into it. So I fake out that Grimmsnarl, and I set up Trick Room. I fake out their Grimmsnarl because I should be faster unless it's a speedier Grimmsnarl, so he can't fake out my Bronzong, Yeah, I set up Trick Room. Pop. There that is. He flinches. Max Lightning into my Grimstar, which is fine, and I set up the Trick Room. Now I set up Reflect. Cause you could set up Light Screen here, but Grimsnarl's more than likely going down. And he has a lot of physical attackers in the back, so I want to make sure that I am buff boy for that kind of stuff. The Regieleki I'm less worried about than some other things here. He does fake Tears my Bronzong, so I think he goes after Bronzong instead of my Grimstar, unfortunately. Ow! Yep. Kills the Bronzong. That's honestly fine. Honestly, that's fine. So now I set up light screen, and I just erupt. He's gonna max guard with the Regieleki, though. He Spear Breaks into Grimmsnarl. Okay, interesting. Now you have a small Lecky. And that means my Venusaur outspeeds your no, wait, we're in the sun. How does this work? Regieleki is faster. I can't protect. I mean, Eruption should actually take out Regieleki. Unless... Okay, Fake Tears my Venusaur. It's interesting because you both die. And I still have a Torkoal in Trick Room. So I have one more turn of Trick Room. Metagross is here to Dynamax on me, huh? I'll Energy Ball this Urshifu. And... Actually... I'll Vine Lash this Urshifu. And I'll Erupt with Torkoal. Metagross actually protects this turn, interestingly enough. So the Urshifu's going to take a ton of damage. He's going to Surging Strikes my Torkoal, but I should live because of, you know, being a G. And then Urshifu will go down here. Now they have, well, no, Electric Terrain went away this turn. I should have stayed Little Venusaur. I got too bloodthirsty. Oh wait, no, I have Max Quake. What the hell am I talking about? So I Max Quake the Metagross. Do I attack with Torkoal here, or do I protect? Because he's going to get his boost, is the thing. I'm going to protect, see if I can live it. Okay. So Max Quake, he doesn't oh wait, he Dynamax the Regieleki. What am I thinking? Yeah, the Metagross goes down. And I win! GG. Over easy. Let's see. I mean, we got time for a couple more here. One or two more, I think. So if you guys enjoy this team, you could try it out for yourself. Try it out for yourself in the description below. Also, stay tuned because next week we'll have a new team, and actually I'll be streaming that team as well. Oh, we'll be using Showdown again, unfortunately for the time being. But we still get to try out all these teams, so it's really cool. So be sure to like and subscribe, and also go to the Twitch because we'll live stream it sometime this weekend. But we have a 5-mon team because they're very sure of themselves. We have a very set kind of setup here. It's Garchomp. I'm starting to get throaty again. Garchomp, Klefki, Celesteela, Tyranitar. I almost said Tarantrum. Tyranitar, and Roserade. So Aurorus actually works very, very well for us here. It's just a matter of who the heck else do we bring. I think we need our Torkoal. So do we go straight Trick Room here once again? I think we do. Yeah, let's do it. So Bronzong Grimmsnarl versus Klefki and Garchomp. I'm going to fake out that Klefki 100% of the time and Trick Room. Because the Garchomp, I don't know if the Garchomp knows I have or thinks I have Levitate or not. Because he might just Earthquake. Well, no, he might Dynamax Max Quake probably in the Bronzong. If he's going to try to, at least, maybe. And Klefki probably does something stupid to... Okay, never mind. He switched out to Celesteela, which is worse for us 100% of the time. And we set up this Trick Room. Now, Bronzong needs to try and get beefy. So, we're going to set up a light screen with the Grimmsnarl, and we'll start Iron Defense in the Bronzong. So we can get to max body press levels. He's going to safeguard with the Klefki. I'm fine with that. Flash Cannon into the Grimmsnarl. I actually would prefer if you kill my Grimmsnarl faster than that, please. Let's start Spirit Break into Celesteela so that it can do less to me. He's gonna paralyze the Bronzong. I'm okay with that. Some more boosties. Drop the Celestial's special attack stat as much as we can. As he max steel spikes into Grimmsnarl, not able to kill. Again, kind of wish he had, because now I'm down to 1 turn of Trick Room. I'm gonna Iron Defense once again, and let's Spirit Break the Celestial a little bit more. He's gonna set up the Magic Room so items no longer work on Pokemon. But it's fine. Max Steel Spike is gonna take out the Grimmsnarl. That's okay, because guess what is in the back? My big boy Torkoal. So I bring in the Torkoal, set up the Sun, now I can just Erupt for free, essentially, and I can Ally Switch with the Torkoal, so that when he attacks into it, like he did there with the Thunder Wave, I get in for free. And Celesteela max flares into where the Torkoal actually came in, so that Ally Switch worked out perfectly for us. Unfortunately now, we don't have Trick Room anymore. So, we now have to live with that life. That unfortunate reality. Because Garchomp might come in here to Earthquake. Yep, there's Garchomp. I protect with Torkoal and just Trick Room. There's no way for Celesteela to take me out here behind a light screen. The only thing that can really mess us up is if we get paralyzed. We have to get Trick Room set up. And then we're peachy. We're little baby peachy boys. Okay, we get to protect, obviously, with Torkoal. He's going to Earthquake, which doesn't hit my Bronzong at all. So I'm levitating. Flamethrower doesn't do barely anything. And I get paralyzed! The one thing I didn't need to have happen! Okay, I'm just going to Heat Wave. I think Torkoal can take one. So we're just going to Heat Wave. Hopefully get rid of the Celesteela. Take one, Torkoal. My boy! He took one. Another Flamethrower into Bronzong, of course. Get the Heat Wave off, which takes out the Celesteela. Trick Room, please. Thank you. So we get the Trick Room off. Well, that should be the rest of the game, because Tyranitar is going to come in, and Tyranitar is not going to enjoy a Body Press. He has Dynamaxed already, so we don't have to worry about that. I can actually double Tyranitar if I really wanted to, because Garchomp won't be an issue. So let's Earth Power and Body Press this Tyranitar. Actually, no, let's not be an idiot. Let's Heat Wave and Body Press. This way, it doesn't protect Tyranitar, it just dies. And then Heat Wave does barely anything to Garchomp. He does Swords Dance, but this just opens us to both double into him next turn, as well as Hyper Voice from Aurorus will take him out easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's do one more. One more battle. I mean, we'll probably be going out on a low note if we lose, but we've actually climbed quite a bit today. We've climbed 100 points, so not bad, not bad. Final team. Yep, we're going to lose this. Moongus, Incineroar, Dracovish, the Return of the Fish, has been coming around recently. Urshifu, Tapu Lele, and Celesteela. So, how do we get around this? Not very well. You know what, actually? We go Sun. We go Sun. I was thinking Trick Room, but he has so many counters to Trick Room with a Moongus and Incineroar, and it's just a problem. And Urshifu, if it's the Dark type Urshifu. But what else do we do outside of that? Well, let me tell you, gang. Venusaur. I'm between Grimmsnarl and Aurorus. We go Grimmsnarl. Okay, it's going to be Rapid Strikes, Urshifu, and Incineroar. So I can just Dynamax here. Max Airstream the Urshifu, protect my Torkoal. Actually, no, don't protect your Torkoal like an idiot. Max Airstream the Urshifu, switch in the Venusaur. Because Urshifu could just Searching Strikes into Torkoal if it really wanted to, which would go through Protect. Bring the Venusaur, bring out the Charizard, Fake Out into the Venusaur, Max Airstream into the Urshifu, which actually doesn't have a Sash, so we just straight up kill it. So I could have left in Torkoal and protected there, but now we have a Venusaur in for free, so that kind of helps us out as well. He's gonna bring in the fish. Not a good choice, bud. I just Max Airstream your fish, as well as Sleep Powder if for some reason it lives. Sleep Powder in the fish. Max Airstream. just kills it. So I probably do lose Venusaur here, unfortunately, because of the Flare Blitz from this Aurorus. He actually U-turns. That's a choice. He goes out into Celesteela, another choice. He doesn't have any way to stop a Wildfire from coming in here, a G-Max Wildfire, other than like Dynamaxing and protecting, which is always an option. But I'm going to switch Venusaur out actually for Grimmsnarl, because Grimmsnarl doesn't need to do anything now that the Urshifu is gone. So he does protect with Celesteela. I would have suggested Dynamax Protect, because you're still taking a ton of damage from the Wildfire. And no weakness policy on the Celesteela as well. Plus a ton of damage from the Wildfire in return. And now I just Heat Wave with Charizard. Fake out this Incineroar, right? Or do I want to... No, let's Heat Wave with Charizard and just set up the Light Screen. You probably don't even Dynamax your Celesteela anymore because it's taking so much damage. You might just Dynamax your Incineroar? No, you just don't Dynamax anything, apparently. Apparently you've given up on Dynamaxing, my friend. That's a special Incineroar. That's interesting. Okay, a very interesting final battle, but the power of Charizard pushes through there, and that's actually going to be today's episode. So thank you guys so much for showing up today. I know Showdown has a little bit of a different feel than the cartridge, than the console version. I apologize once again for that. Hopefully we can get that back as soon as possible. And I know I talk really fast when I'm doing Showdown, because it's not like the console where everything's really slow and there's tons of animations for everything. You kind of have to move really quick, clip along. And even when I'm not in a battle, I'm still clipping along really fast. So, apologize for that. But if you guys want to continue to see VGC content for Pokemon on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe, as well as I'm hoping to bring more content. I know this first week back has just been VGC, but there will be more content. I want to get some Overwatch on here. We're looking at maybe doing TCG. I don't want to say we are going to do the TCG for Pokemon again and then not end up ever doing it. That might only be a live stream thing, so again, follow on Twitch. And go to Twitter. Why not? I post on Twitter like every day, all the time, constantly. So if you want to see my idiocracies over there, be sure to go do that. We'd love to have you. But thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you next time. Ooh, I almost said my old outro. Have a good day, everybody.